everyone. Welcome back to my show. It's okay to not be okay. Today, we have a very special guest who is a phonic trainer and going to guide us how we can teach our kids to learn reading at a very early age of their life. A very warm welcome to Vinita, and we are very happy to invite you over here and learn from you about phonics. So many of our parents doesn't know what exactly phonics is. Could you please elaborate for us what is phonics actually?
First of all, thank you, Dr. Navjeet Kaur, for having me here. It's such a sheer pleasure to be on your talk show. Thank you so much for that. So, phonics is a method of instruction where a child learns to read and followed by writing. So, the early intervention starts parents. There are children who can start as early as 2.5, 3 years also, and there are children who starts at 3.5, 4 years and beyond also. So as a parent and as a facilitator, we should keep in mind the readiness of the child to learn phonics.
So Vinita, as much as I know, like we children, like they are different flowers, right? So and they are ready to start at their own pace, and some are ready at a very early age, and some are not. So we should not force our children to learn and read. Otherwise, whatever they are doing, they are not going to do it with full enthusiasm, and it will impact their mental health also. So how we are going to understand that our kid is ready to learn phonics, and how we can do it in a fun way that they are interested to learn it in a better way.
Yes, I agree with you when you say that we should not force children to learn not just phonics, for that matter, any other literacy aspect or any activity also for that. We should take cues from the children itself, like whether the child is ready for this. And for learning phonics, there is an assessment which I take where I keep into mind the phonemic awareness, the decoding skills of the child, and accordingly, the curriculum, the program, the reading program is designed. So it is only and only based on the readiness of the child and the assessment which follows.
Right, Vinita. So, how children can learn phonics at a very early age? Like, what is the tools and techniques you are using to teach our children?
So, see, it is a language basically, and children starts to communicate according to the milestone which they achieve, and according to the environment they are being brought up. So, for me, I personally prefer that a child should be 3.5 years of age, and that's when I personally believe that we should start teaching them phonics. But yes, there are practices and where children actually are able to read at an early age at 3 and before that also. I have seen children at 2.5 also and between 3 years also where they understand phonemes and sounds and they can read CBC words, 3-letter words. But if a child is ready, why not? But still, my personal take is still, if a child is able to, understand and all of it, we should encourage more of story reading to them, as in the adult reading to the child, and still wait a little. That's just my personal opinion.
Right, Vinita. Like, there are so many study material is available in the market. So we as a parents don't have any idea about it. So could you advise us? Could you please tell us certain study material which is the best one according to you, which we can take for us children?
See, there the market is full of phonics materials, and I cannot say in particular any best integrated kind of a material. So, like when I also teach, I have also incorporated books from different publishers, flashcards from different publishers. I've curated my own as well, and it only depends upon how you integrate it. And there are so many different approaches also to teach phonics. So, like somebody uses systematic approach, then there is an analytical approach to the same, where we teach through word families. Jolly Phonics is popular worldwide, and Jollyphonics has their kids, the flashcards, the books, and all of it. So that's one where parents can resort to if they want an entire thing under one roof. So that's one place they can refer to. Then their Scholastic Publisher is what I like their books as well. Bob books are good for reading. Their series is very interesting, easy. The illustrations are good. The words in which the story is narrated are simple, easy, and decodable. Bob books is my personal favorite, I would say. Osborne books are also very good. And flashcards, see, for that, I will tell you there is variety in the market. This is not just one which you can pick actually. And sometimes what happens is like this has come out of my experience now that the flashcards are sometimes, are in incorrect order, and there are a lot of errors. Phonetic errors are there, picture errors are there. So we have to be little careful while we're choosing flashcards. Also, flashcards are an absolute not necessary tool also to teach. You can just draw on the notebook, you can draw in there on the whiteboard marker, and you can go on because it's just pictures which you show the children and then the children identifies. That's what the basic purpose of flashcard is. So if you are, you don't have to be very artistic also. So just simple apple that you have to draw, simple sun that you have to draw, so that you can draw also. So investing in a flashcard, we can hold ourselves for a while.
I was asking you, like children have different abilities and they learn from different modes, right? So are we using the different techniques to teach our children, or it's something that we have to follow that same pattern for all the children?
No, I would not say that we should follow the same patterns for all the children because every children have a different learning ability. So whatever topic we're teaching, it's not just the phonics, but any other concept also for that matter, we should keep in mind the learning abilities of the children. So according to the Ghani's multiple intelligence also, the four major learning abilities are auditory, which is listening, visual, which is seeing, kinesthetic, which is movement, and linguistic, which is the speech. So we should try and incorporate all these abilities. The sensory also will include in it the tactile and sensory part of it. So suppose if a learner learns very well with visuals, so we should incorporate visuals into that. And the rest of the three methodologies will be revision practice for that child. So if we're teaching the same concept through four approaches, the child will definitely pick one, and other three remains as a revision practice for the children. And we should keep this flexibility open according to the need of the children. So what happens is sometimes a child needs one-on-one support. And in some other cases where a child can benefit really well in a group setting also. You can incorporate technology tools based in it, or you can have kinesthetic movement, tactile tools also, depending upon the need of the child basically. I would say that flexibility is the key. You will have to be flexible in your approaches, in your using your tools, and you'll have to actually model it and curate it according to the need of the individual child. There is, we should actually refrain ourselves from keeping any fixed methodology to teach any concept per se.
Right, Vinita. So, like you're teaching so many children, parents, and teachers also. So, what all problems you are facing while teaching them so that our parents could also learn, understand that they might face these problems and how they can overcome these problems?
The first and the foremost problem which I come across is the so-called rat race and the competition where every single parent want their child to be a fluent reader. The first and the foremost thing which I tell a parent and a teacher is that please consider the readiness of the child. So once you see that the right child is ready for it, then let us go for it. There is no age bar given for it that, okay, you have to start it at 3 or you have to start it at 4. No, it has to be the readiness. The priority has to be given to the readiness of the child in any form of learning. Another problem which I face is that there are so many concepts, revolving around phonics that people tend to get confused, like whether they should follow the Montessori-based phonics or they should follow the Jolly phonics. And YouTube is bombarded with so many videos. And the mistake which the parents and teacher tend to do is they start teaching them the letters first and then they move on to the sound. But ideally, it's the reverse. We should teach them the phonetic sounds first, and then we should tell them the letter names of this. And we should follow only, we can integrate different approaches together, but we should do that mindfully also. So the teacher and the parent should understand that different phonemes, how are they, pronounced, how are the throat vocal movements involved in that. Once that's mastered, so half the battle is won. So that's the key, I would say.
Right, Vinita. I have seen also like we are teaching alphabets first to our children. So, how actually we should do? Could you please elaborate a little?
Yeah, so suppose if you want to, we should tell the children that, see, I have a name and everything around has a name. And there are so many letters. All the letters have names and all the letters have sound. We should first learn the sounds. So I show them, this is the letter S and this letter has a sound. And the sound for the letter S is S. And when we're showing them these sounds, when they hear the sound, at that moment, you should tell them how the sound is produced. So when I say S, I will tell the child that, my upper teeth touches my lower teeth very slightly. And then I blow the air out, making a hissing sound. So the sound is S. And then we should allow the child to repeat the sound as many times as the child is comfortable with, and we should try and keep a mirror in front of the child. When a child sees the movement, the learning is better, the outcome is better. So that's it. There's so many things that just one simple thing that which we can do to avoid, or this is the initial stage basically. So if we keep just a small mirror in front of the child, we're avoiding a lot of confusion and chaos which might occur in the reading process.
Right, Vinita. So, many of our parents would like to learn from you, like they want to start at home a little, the starting basics. So could you please advise them certain tips how they can start teaching their children at home only?
Yeah, so basically, the first thing would be to gain the idea of phonics yourself first, and then teach to have that basic clarity in oneself to start teaching it to the children, because learning is easier than unlearning. So once a child has learned something, and if it is incorrect, then to unlearn and relearn becomes extremely challenging. So all the parents and teachers out there who are planning to start to teach on their own, I would suggest them to first get the concept clear, and then you start teaching the children. So they can follow Sue Lloyd. She's consider the god of Montessori and phonics, Jolly Phonics actually, not Montessori. I'm so sorry. So you can follow her for more details, and there are many other Jack Hartman, Letterland on the YouTube where the correct where the phonemes and graphemes are pronounced correctly. So these are the places where you can look for, and they're very picturesque and musical too. Music involves a lot of attention, and children love music. Basically, they're musical by nature actually, so they learn really well when it's incorporated musically.
Right, Vinita. Thank you so much. So, if our parents would like to connect with you and want to learn from you, so how they can connect with you?
So I have an Instagram handle in the name of Kiddy KIDDY .DOO. You can drop a message there, or you can mail me at vineetabhattar@gmail.com. We will share the same with the caption also. You can connect me on that email ID and on my Instagram handle for more details.
Thank you so much, Vinita. It was really very insightful. Me, myself, has learned a lot from you. And now I have also understood that we should not be in very much hurry, that now the time has come. He's already 3.5 years old, so he should learn the phonics. It's not like that. We have to start at their own pace, and we should enjoy this. And happy learning should be there. It should not be very forceful. And first, we need to learn before teaching our kids, because if we will teach them a wrong thing, then it will be a difficult part, right? So thank you so much. Yes, Vinita, you would like to add something?
Yes, I would like to share something. Very early on, when I started my teaching career way back in 2008, the atmosphere I got to learning was amazing. And as I am telling you, I can visualize my workplace very well. And there in the director's room, I read a quote that if a child cannot learn the way we teach, we should teach the child the way he learns. That quote is it's so profound and it's so powerful that it has stayed with me. I'm into my 15th year of phonics training now, and it has stayed with me. And I would tell the same to everybody who's listening to this, that if a child is not learning the way you're teaching, please try and change it. And it's not difficult. So please teach the way the child learns. So that's one key important thing that I would tell to incorporate every individual out there. It's not related to just the children, teaching the children. We can incorporate the same for adult teaching as well. And also, please do not compare your child that, oh, a 3-year-old can read and my 4-year boy cannot. Please do not do that. You're doing more damage than the love, the care, and the concern that you'll be showing to the child. So please take a back seat Please do not rush into this competition. Take it easy on yourself and on the child as well. Thank you so much, Dr. Navjeet Kaur, for having me here.
Thank you, Vinita. This is really very important. Thank you, everybody, for joining my show. It's okay to not be okay.